Quick Dick coming to you from Saskatchewan here, and today we will be talking about truckers. In case you didn't know, truckers are the web that weaves our supply chain together. If you take a look within a 3-foot radius of yourself, I can guarantee you that you're going to find something that's brought to you by a trucker. If you feel you can't find anything, just look at the device you are watching Quick Dick on. It was brought to you by a trucker. Now, commercial trucks are combinations of big engines, complex air systems, drivetrain components, specialty trailers, and on average weigh about 46,500 kilograms. Now, if you have a hard time wrapping your head around what 46,500 kilograms looks like, it would be equal to 7.5 elephants, 3 F-18 Hornets, 341 John Candys, 302 Jan Ardens, or $4.5 billion in $100 bills, which conveniently is the amount of debt that Justin Trudeau plunges Canada farther into every 10 fucking days. But as a trucker myself, I know the best way to pay homage to truckers is to swear and to make fun of the brands of trucks that all other truckers drive. Because just like snowmobiles, pickup trucks, and combines, everybody's got their favorite brand and love to make fun of everybody else's. Let's go. Peterbilt drivers are the easiest to pick out in a truck stop because they're the only poor bastards still wearing a snowsuit with a window scraper in their pocket because the defrost motors on these things are real pieces of shit. In the summertime, Peterbilt drivers can be found wearing hats, boots, and jeans because they think they're a bunch of cowboys. This has caused real cowboys to stop wearing cowboy hats, boots, and jeans because they don't want to be mistaken for a bunch of fucking Peterbilt drivers. Kenworth drivers are the most married to their brand and will pay upwards of $20,000 to match a commercial vehicle purchase of any other brand of truck using the sound logic that it will hold its resale value better than anything else. Then you usually get some ridiculous decal on the back of their trailers or bunk trying to conveniently use the word Kenworth in it. If Kenworth drivers' significant others want to get them in the mood, all they gotta do is put Smokey and the Bandit on TV and it gets them horny within 5 minutes. Just kidding, Kenworth drivers don't have significant others. Hey, Blue Ball. International came out with a 9900 as a cheap, affordable alternative to those who could not afford to buy W900 Kenworth. Unfortunately, they forgot to update their interiors, so it feels like you're stepping 30 fucking years backwards in time when you get into the cab of one of these bastards. Don't forget your earplugs, they're fucking loud. To combat this downfall in technology, International came out with a Lone Star, a semi-truck that resembles a spaceship. And although it was ugly as hell, it did not shock anybody that International came out with it because anybody crazy enough to drive an International belongs on a fucking spaceship anyways. Western Star is not only an album by the one and only Tim Huss, it is also a brand of semi. The reason you never see Western Stars on the highway is because they're so fucking ugly, only logging companies own them because the only place they gotta go when they work for a logging company is to the cutting block into the mill. Nobody sees them. Another thing about Western Star drivers is they also come and ask you to move ahead in the elevator lineup when you are this far back. Best thing about driving a Freightliner is if you order one directly from the factory, you get it already well broken because it's driven all the way from Mexico where they're fucking built to the dealership. Freightliner drivers are basically the coolest people on planet Earth. Everyone wants to be them, their lover, or their friend because we all know that there's absolutely nothing finer than a Freightliner. Hey, I love Freightliner. This beauty used to be mine and I'm making the video so I get to make the rules. MACK made a very ballsy decision in making sure that MACK parts are usually only available through MACK dealerships. This is because no parts vendors decided to get on MACK's vendors list because they didn't think anyone would be crazy enough to buy a fucking MACK anyways. Due to the fact that MACK drivers spend a better part of their day looking up the backside of a dog on their hood, they are not allowed to be left alone with real live dogs like this as they have developed an unhealthy attachment to the back end of them. Shake a paw. Good boy, Axel. The thing about the few people that are crazy enough to drive a cat truck is they got a cat hat, a cat shirt, cat pants, cat belt buckle, cat underwear, cat boots. They pleasure themselves to Cat magazine before they go to bed at night in their cat onesie. Talk about a cult! Now there was a massive amount of this cult that lined up to order a cat truck and then they saw the pictures of it and it looked like an international fuck the VOLVO and then all the cat cult were like, well, I mean, like, they don't look that bad. Hardest part about driving a VOLVO is actually having to call your dad and tell him that you have started driving a VOLVO. Let's not forget there is a special wave reserved for truckers that are waving at truckers driving VOLVOs. that's how you wave at a guy driving a VOLVO because he hasn't decided if he wants to be a big trucker yet or not. But okay, enough poking fun. Put yourselves in the boots of a truck driver. This is as big as your home is for weeks and months on end. Basically what Quick Dick says in this massive wind is that from day to night to everything in between, you brave opposing traffic, breakdowns, and all kinds of weather, no matter what part of the country you're in, to make sure your load gets to where it needs to be. It was just a little windy that day. Hey, truckers are the circulatory system of our supply chain. Can anybody tell Quick Dick what happens to any part of the body that gets cut off from its circulatory system? It dies. So the next time you see a trucker out there iron-knuckled trying to get their load where it needs to go, give them some space, give them some patience, and give them a wave. They're making sure you've got everything you need to survive. This is Quick Dick Big Dick signing off, reminding you, if you buy anything anywhere and wonder how the hell they got it, you can bet your ass that it was a trucker that brought it. We'll catch you next time. So I've had a lot of people messaging me, hey Quick Dick, are you and Blue Ball going to hit up the Freedom Convoy? To which my response is, no. Do you think I can miraculously pull that kind of time out of my ass? And if I could, that I would spend it in a day cab driving to Ottawa? And then people are like, well, Quick Dick, does that mean you don't support the Freedom Convoy? Yes and no. Here's my tuning. See, there's a reason that I typically don't do COVID videos. I've mentioned the topic twice, once in a vaccine video because I'm vaccinated, and the other in a Great Reset video that I did. And it's for a reason. It's because we're all drunk on COVID. And I agree that it needs to end. But when it comes down to this convoy, there's some yeses and nos to it. So I'm going to make myself perfectly clear here. If you have actively protested outside of hospitals and heckled healthcare workers, have compared COVID to the Holocaust, if you've referenced a mass genocide and the Nuremberg trials, or if you've accused people of injecting experimental poison into their bloodstreams and you're going to try and hijack this convoy and make it your own, I do not support you. Also, if you've dangled a mannequin by a noose with Trudeau or any other politician's name painted on it, if you've talked about running your rig through the doors of the Parliament buildings, or talked about starving the city of Ottawa or anywhere else, I do not support you. But if you're a hardworking trucker, vaccinated or not, who has done nothing but your job, and you're tired of carbon taxes, being underpaid, looking at the disaster the commercial trucking industry in Canada has turned into, along with every other industry in Canada at the hands of Justin Trudeau, and are peacefully exercising your right not only to protest, but to give thousands of Canadians who feel the same way a reason to go outside, wave a Canadian flag, and light off a couple of fireworks and feel good about Canada for the first time in years, then by all means, roll on, good buddy. Now in closing, I support vaccinations. I support everyone's right to choose. I do not support vaccine mandates. But to all of you headed to Ottawa, I hope you have a plan. I hope you have a very professional media affiliate. I hope you all grabbed as many loads that were available heading east, and I hope you all have as many backhauls to the west as you could possibly find, because there's nothing like complaining you're going broke and then steaming empty halfway across the country and back, right? Now, if your end goal is to stay until Trudeau resigns or repeals this mandate, I wish you all the best, but I hope you have food, finances, and facilities figured out, because the chances of this guy budging are slim. And a week or two of truckers shitting between their duels in Ottawa is gonna need one hell of a good media expert to navigate. Also, who named it the Freedom Convoy? Did we not think of the Canada Convoy or the Convoy for Canadians or something like that to make it sound a little less Donald Trumpy? Oh, and for many of the things that I've seen, whoever this guy is, well said and well represented. Catch you next time.